Hey everybody, welcome back to Profiles in Innovation, and this is another Mentor Spotlight. I'm Christina Inge, Spark Program Instructor, and I'm really excited to have Mark Jennis here with us today. Mark is one of our amazing mentors and judges. Of course, he's also a Brandeis alum, and he's been instrumental this year in supporting our Spark teams and helping them move forward with their startups. Mark, thank you so much for being here today.
Christina, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm glad to be part of this recording.
Awesome. Thank you so much again for being so generous with your time. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and the work that you do today.
Sure, I'd be happy to. I'll start out the way I always start out is I'm a very happy father of three, and I have mentored and tried to coach my kids as they've grown in life in terms of their careers. But I love doing that with my children, and I'm also the son of an entrepreneur, so the entrepreneur is part of my blood, if you will. I've had a long career in consulting and banking and fintech in New York City and in London and also as a leader and a manager of people in all the different regions. So I loved being someone who worked with people to solve difficult problems. I was very involved in the growth of Wall Street during the 80s, really to the present day. I was a co-founder of a London-based fintech company. That's where the entrepreneur piece really came in. It was a joint venture between a company called Depository Trust and also a company called Euroclear, which was in Belgium. And I was also the executive chairman of the company. So this was a terrific experience in terms of entrepreneurship, setting something up that was new and innovative. And after that, I guess I got excited with working with startups. So I helped a number of different startups build their businesses. And I was involved in many different capacities. Partnership, I was responsible for products, clients, strategy. So you name the sort of function, and I was involved in helping startups. And most recently, I'm doing a number of different things. I'm doing advisory work for private equity firms, particularly related to my work in derivatives and collateral. I'm also doing the Brandeis role as a mentor for entrepreneurs. And lastly, I'm also a career coach. So all connected to either mentoring or helping people, but also advisory work for my Wall Street Times too.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like you are a very, very busy person contributing a lot to the startup ecosystem. Looking back on your journey so far, what is one accomplishment up until now? And obviously, you're still doing a tremendous amount with more to come, but what is one accomplishment or experience you are super proud of?
You know what? I thought about this, and I think two I've got instead. One was the growth of derivative business globally. I played a key role in the growth of derivatives, particularly regarding collateral and risk management. And the second thing, which is one that near and dear to my heart, was the leader and manager of people. I love being a mentor and manager of people across different countries and different functions and locations.
Wow, that is contributing a lot and to other people's personal growth as well. So, what inspired you though to become a mentor for startups and entrepreneurs and in particular for the Spark program?
Yeah, I love giving back. I received mentorship in my life and I wanted to do the same. I really wanted to give back to Brandeis. I had a wonderful experience there. I learned so much and I just felt what a great opportunity to be able to help people and do something that I really enjoy doing. I also got involved in mentorship because I love the challenges. I was always involved in innovative type of programs and anything I worked at. So helping people with something that was new and different was great. And lastly, I love working with young people. So it was great. I really enjoyed working with young people in the program, helping them with some of their challenges and seeing their success.
Oh, wow. Well, it is a huge joy to be part of the Spark program, isn't it? Because you are seeing people at the very first stage of their startup, oftentimes when it's just an idea and they're going to grow it into something else. And a lot of times it's at that super early stage that the right word from a wise mentor makes such a difference. And our startup teams have spoken so highly of the mentorship that they've received from you. What's one piece of advice you find yourself sharing with founders over and over again?
Yeah, and I think I would say I'm going to say two things again, Christine, only because
Okay.
to me both of these are important. One is resiliency, being able to iterate, and also the mental resiliency during tough times. And I think that's really important because you're going to have some real challenges while you're going through the cycle, and you're going to say, you're going to have the temptation to want to give up. So keeping at it and iterating is really important. The second thing that I would say is communication, clarity in communications, being able to tell a story. A lot of people write pitch decks, but if you want to engage your audience, telling a story about your product is really critical. And so I really care about the story that people tell. And often when I'm working with my mentees, that's one of the things that I really focus on.
Is telling that story.
That's
What's a good example, if I can ask a follow-up question, of
yeah.
like good storytelling that you've recently seen or that you've engaged in personally?
Yeah, I think it's how did you come up with the idea? Why is it so unique to you? What's the story behind how you're moving it forward? Where your vision is for the future? It all kind of comes together into a narrative. And I think people want to hear stories. When they hear about new ventures, they want to hear the human element. You know, what got you excited about this? What is your passion? You know, what drove you to want to be involved in this? And so I think the more you bring that into your pitch, the better in terms of being able to engage people and want them to be part of your future.
So it's that story about like why does this matter and what about it inspires you?
Exactly.
I love that. Well, what excites you now most about the future, either like in your field or for the next generation of entrepreneurs? So speaking of stories, tell us what are some of the most exciting things that you're seeing right now or that really like strike you as promising.
Sure. I mean, I could easily talk about all, and I see with a lot of the students, the amazing things they're doing with AI, and how they're using it for so many different purposes, whether it be in the medical field or in the business field or, in the pharmaceutical field. And that's certainly exciting. I could also mention in my world, all that's going on in the finance side with crypto and with blockchain and some of the different applications of that too. So those are two huge areas that I'm really excited about. But to me, probably the biggest thing is how all these things work together with people, how it impacts their working lives, how it's going to contribute to the betterment of humankind. And so I really care about that part of it too, not just the AI part or the blockchain or things like that. And so that's a significant interest to me. And I think, what else excites me is I'm seeing more and more young people that are involved in entrepreneurial type of work. And that's really makes me happy because I think, these days it's challenging in terms of finding what's right for your careers. And some people have that passion early on in their careers, and programs like Spark are great for igniting that passion. And so for me to be a part of that is really a treat. So I'm very excited in terms of all the work I do for mentorship, and I love all these students that get involved in so many of these interesting projects.
It truly is. It's so rewarding, isn't it? I mean, it's just to give a shout out to the Spark program. We help students in any discipline at any stage of having a business idea. It's very competitive. We accept about a third of our applicants, but you can literally come in with just an idea. You don't have to have a business plan. We help you with that. You don't have to have a business model. That's the whole point, is you are just coming up with your idea and exploring entrepreneurship. So it's just it's a fantastic time to be an entrepreneur for a lot of reasons. And one of those reasons is because we have such amazing mentors like you, Mark, willing and able to help our students.
Well, first of all, it's definitely a pleasure, but I have to say that the quality and the talent of the students that I meet also really impresses me. I've done this now, for 2 or 3 years, and the more I meet with students, the more excited I get in terms of how talented they are, how interested they are. It's a real pleasure to work with students like that.
It truly is. And it is a pleasure to also work with a great mentor like you. And we just want to express our gratitude about that. So thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. Again, it's been great to hear your words of wisdom as a mentor. Any final words of advice for anyone thinking of starting a startup while still a student or even post-graduation?
Yeah, I do. I just think many people have different passions, and how exciting it is to be able to follow your passion and to try something new and innovative. And when I work with people who follow their passions, you can see the excitement. It's sort of, if you will, that spark in their lives. And that to me, that's something that everybody should take a shot at or take a chance at, because I think it's very rewarding, whether you become an entrepreneur in your future life or whether it was a one-time thing. You're always going to be thinking about how to innovate in any job you're at. So, doing something like the Spark program is just a great opportunity to allow you to be engaged in that type of thing.
Absolutely. And we welcome anybody, like I said, who wants to start their startup here at Spark, regardless of discipline, whether you're a graduate student or an undergrad. If you have an idea, we want to hear from you because we're all about supporting our wonderful startups. Mark Jennis, thank you again for your time today. Thanks for sharing some words of encouragement with our startups and your words of wisdom. And as always, um, thank you for helping us all keep innovating.
Christina, thank you very much. Pleasure being here today.